In this video, I am going to explain what are command line arguments and how to use command line arguments with an example. First, let's begin with what's a command. You might have experienced a lot of commands while using computer. You use dir command to list the files and directories. You use ls command to clear the screen. You use exit command to come out of the command prompt. These are all commands. So what is a command actually? A command is nothing but a program. A command is nothing but a program written in some language. Now let's see what are commands with options or arguments. We have dir command which displays all the files and subdirectories along with some additional information like date and time, the size of the file, etc. So if I say dir/p, notice that it has shown only those number of files that can be displayed at once on a screen. Notice that it is asking us to press any key to continue. Now another screen, so on and so forth. So that is a option or argument for the command. Similarly, we have dir/b, which displays only the file names and the subject names. So that additional information which it used to show is no more displayed. So that's the meaning of commands with options or commands with arguments. Let me show you some more examples. To run a Java program or to compile a Java program, we use a command called as javac, followed by the file name, say sample1.java. So this javac is the name of the command, or it is the actual program, and the sample1.java is the argument. So these command and arguments are very extensively used. Let me show you one more example. This pip is a Python command which is used to install any Python related package. So pip is the actual command name, then install and the package name, whatever it is. So these two are the arguments. So the arguments can be one, or arguments can be multiple. So this is the command name and these are arguments. So you might have convinced that the commands and command line arguments are very extensively used, okay, in computers. Now let's see how to run a program from the command prompt. So when you write a C program, you run the program via the IDE, whatever IDE that you are using. But now I am going to demonstrate how to run a program from the command prompt. So this is the code blocks ID that you are aware of. I create a new program. So you are aware of all these options. Let's see the console application. Let's choose C. Say next. Let's give the name of the project as multiplication. Or let's say multi-table, because I am going to display a multiplication table of the given number in this program. Let's say next and say finish. Now let's edit the main program. Let's take an integer n. This is for input and the I to iterate the loop. Let's ask the user to enter a number. Let's read it into n. So let's put a heading, multiplication table. Let's run a loop, say 20 times. So I want it in the format of, say, if it is 5 table, 5 into 1 is equal to 5, 5 into 2 is equal to 10, so on and so forth. D is equal to. So these are with specifier that you are already aware of. So n I n into I. This logic, you are already aware of this logic. I have not explained this logic. That's it. So what are we doing in this program? We are taking an input, an integer, and displaying its multiplication table up to 20 numbers. Okay. Now let me build this program first. Now build has been successful. You can see here 0 errors, 0 warnings. Now once build is done, usually run the program by clicking on the green icon, run button. But now we are not going to run the program by clicking on the run button. We are going to run the program from the command prompt. For that, you should know where an exe file is generated. As soon as you build the program, an exe file gets generated for this program. You should be aware of the location where the exe file gets generated. Okay, let me go to the command prompt. Let me go into the location. So I saved this file in D drive. This is the location. And the name of the program is multi. Yeah. Now, if you press DR, it shows multiple names. You have to go into bin directory. Then again, if you press dir, it shows a debug folder. Go into that. Now, this is the executable file for our program. Now, let's run it. So, the name is multitable.exe. So, multitable.exe. We need not mention .exe explicitly. Right. This is sufficient. Notice that the program started executing. If I say file, it is showing the file table. Okay. Now I think it is clear that we can run the program from the command prompt as well. Now let's see what are command line arguments. This is a command actually. When we run a command, actually the main function gets executed. You know that program execution starts from the main function in a C program. When you just give a command at the command prompt, so first main function gets executed. In this example, we are not passing any arguments to the main function, but we can pass arguments to the main function. If you pass arguments to the main function from the command line, that is known as command line arguments. Okay. Now let me demonstrate with a simple example. Let's come out of this structure. Let me reopen the command prompt. Okay. Now the requirement is, I want to say sum, say 100, 200. You should get 300. Okay. But it's saying that it's saying something else. Okay. But we should get 300 as sum. If I say 100, 200, say some 400, we should get the sum of all those three numbers. It can be any number, it need not be just sum. Okay. I say Raju sum 100, 200, 400. Okay. It should give the result. Now let's create such command Raju sum. So Raju sum should be the name of the program. Now let me close this project and create a new project. Again, console application. Choose C language. Use the name as say Raju sum. Save it in some location. Say finish. Now open the main.c source file. Now let me write the command line arguments program here. What are commands that we pass to the main function? I told you that they are passed to the main function, so we should receive them. We have to write as two parameters for the main function. Int, any number, any name we can give, Okay, so it receives the number of arguments that we are passing from the command line. So let's say argc, just a convention to name the variable as argc. It can be anything else as well. You can say x, n, something. Then what are arguments that we pass from the command line are passed as strings. Each argument is passed as a string. Okay. You know that to receive a string we need a character pointer. To receive collection of strings we need collection of character pointers, that is array of character pointers. So to write the second parameter as collection of character pointers, that is array of character pointers. Char star, okay, say args, it stands for arguments or argument value. That's the convention we follow in C language. So character pointers array, this one. Now we have seen that this is how we pass the command, say some 100, 200, 300. This is passed as 0th argument. So first argument, second argument, third argument, so on. Our logic is to add all these values. For that, let's declare some variable for running sum. To run a loop I, sum is equal to 0. For I equal to, you know that array index starts from 0, but in our case, okay, our arguments start from 1. 0th argument is nothing but the command name. So let's begin the loop from I is equal to 1, I less than argument count, I plus plus. Now let's do the running sum. Sum is equal to sum plus, where are the values? The values are presented argv in this variable. Argv of I, argv of 1, 2, 3, so on. But this is a string actually. To do running sum, to involve it in an arithmetic operation, we need to convert it into an integer. For that we have a library function known as a to I. It converts string to integer. Now once the running sum is calculated, it's printed. Sum is equal to say percentage d sum. Okay, right. So what are arguments that we pass? That number is received here, and what are arguments? The actual arguments are received here, the collection of strings. Now this logic, you know, so this is new to you. It converts string to integer. Only then we can involve it in arithmetic operation. Now let's save it and build it. Yeah, you know, once we build it, AXE file gets generated. Let's go to the command line. Let's navigate to the location where it is created. You know that it is created in D drive. Okay. C program 7, some folder. Then go to Raju sum. Then if you say dir, you can see the bin directory. Go to bin directory. Then debug. Okay. There you can find the exe file. Now let's say Raju sum .exe is not mandatory. Now let's give the values. There it is. You can pass any number of arguments. It can be any value. So these are how we can use command and argument. This is the actual command and these are the arguments passed to the main function. Now there is one more point I want to add. You know that Raju sum command has been created. Let's run it one more time. Say, now see, it is saying it is an unrecognized command. Just now you have seen that it worked, but now it is not working. Why? Just think for a moment. So for this to work, we had to navigate into the location where this exe file is present. But this location doesn't contain this program. If you want this program to run at any location, then we have to set path for this command. For that, you have to go to the environment variables configuration where we have to set path to this location. For that, so let's go to the location where this program is present. So it is present in D drive, program 7, and then Raju sum, then bin, then debug. You just copy this location. Copy it and go to the environment variables location, system properties. So there you can find path. Just click on edit. you have path for other programs. Now click on new and just paste it. Say OK, OK, OK. I can close this window as well. Now you have to reopen the command prompt for the settings to apply. Now let's say Ajusam, say 100, something else. Now see it's works. So in this way, we can use command environments from any location in the computer. I hope this video has been useful for you. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.